So, for the first card, this is Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, and Scorpio Risings. So, we are off to a start here. We have the Devil card. So, this definitely would be indicating that you guys, first and foremost, could be dealing with some toxic karmic relationship of some sort. Now, not every Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign is in a relationship, and not all of them want to be, so just want to throw that out there real quickly. But, this relationship could be one that is platonic as well. It could have been a romantic relationship. This could be about a romantic relationship that, maybe you had been in a while back. Could be one you're still in. Could be one you're dealing with right now. But this could also be a friendship. This could be a partnership, like a business partnership. This could be many different things. Now, with the Devil card, here we see issues like obsession. So we could be obsessing over a particular person or over something in particular. We can also see addictions come up with this card. The biggest addiction associated with the Devil card is sex, because the Devil is a very sexualized card. But, there are so many addictions in this world now, so this could be any type of addiction. So, fear is also another one that comes up here because, there's like bondage. And, just take a look at this woman here. She has these golden handcuffs on, but look how tiny those wrists are. She could just literally pull her hand right out of it. But yet the fear has her so scared, she thinks she is just automatically chained and stuck to the Devil, but she's not. None of us are. It's an illusion. Yeah. But I'm feeling for a lot of you that this is going to have something to do with the relationship of some sort in your life. It could be one that's romantic or one that's platonic. It could even be a relationship with a family member as well. Not all relationships are free of karma, so okay. So to clarify, we have the Ace of Wands in the reversed position. So anytime I see an ace in the reverse position, I automatically know that there is a blockage of some sort that's occurring. Now, sometimes all we need to do is take a step back and look at things objectively, and then we can pinpoint what it is, Sometimes this is us going in a wrong direction, Perhaps we make a left turn when we should have made a right turn. When it comes to a new start. And, maybe this, I'm feeling like for some of you, this is not going to resonate with all of you, but I'm feeling for some of you that this is not exactly something new. This is like repressed issues that we need to deal with, because ultimately they're blocking us. Now, typically that is not what I would interpret normally, but, that's what I'm hearing, so it's just coming out of my mouth. But for some of you, this could be, maybe you were starting something new. Maybe you're dealing with a lot of fear coming up for you. Maybe you're wondering if you're going to fail. Maybe some of you might be dealing with this type of issue where maybe you're lacking confidence or belief in yourself. Maybe you feel like you're going to fail no matter what you do. For some of you, this, could be someone from the outside that could have put that into your head. But don't listen to that. And sometimes we got to be careful of even listening to ourselves, especially when it's those negative types of thoughts. But, in any case, it is an ace card. It can be brought to the upright position. We have free will. And all we have to do is make a choice, Pinpoint what it is that's blocking you. Are we obsessing too much over some details? Or is it fear? Or is there a relationship that we're hanging on to? And perhaps maybe we need to get rid of some repressed feelings and emotions so that we can move forward. I won't say too much is the first card, so yeah, let's. Okay. Okay. I'm seeing 3 different queen cards, and all 3 queens are all in the reversed position. So, are you guys dealing with a woman that is smothering you? Could be even a male that could be making you feel smothered. It could even be, everyone. Because when I see 3 queens in the reverse, I'm getting the feeling that you guys are isolating. You're pulling back. Now, to most of society, they wouldn't necessarily understand why, but I understand that is the process of most Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Risings. We have to pull back so that we can, process, what we're going through. And sometimes we just have to be alone for a little while to find our balance again. Now, for some of you, this could be someone that you're dealing with. It could be male, could be female. They could be Aquarius. They could be Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. Doesn't have to be. Or this could just be our overall energy and circumstances that we're actually going through. Now, with the Queen of Swords in the reverse, it's like she becomes narrow-minded. Whereas in her upright position, she can see things from a collective point of view. But when she's in the reverse position, we're now seeing things in a very narrow point of view, and it's very one-sided, I would also say be careful of gossip and exaggerations, embellishing things. Yeah. And a lot of times when the Queen of Swords is in the reverse position, she can become overly and harshly judgmental, very critical. And, this can lead to a lot of misunderstandings and having a lot of difficulty with other people. And sometimes there's a tendency to not listen to what people are actually saying to you. And then perhaps maybe we're just trying to tell other people what to do instead of listening. Now, either that'll resonate with you or it won't. For some of you, this could be a particular person in your life that may be having some of these different traits that I just explained. Or these could be things that we're going through. Maybe one resonates with you. Maybe a few of them resonate with you. Now, the Queen of Swords, in general, she has very keen type of observations, whether she's upright or in the reverse position. But when she's in the reverse position, even though our observations are keen and pretty good, then they can become a bit more confused Whereas we think we've got it, but we're not necessarily seeing the whole entire scope of things. And this is also indicating that our emotions are out of balance. And so this is like our emotions are doing our thinking and are reacting for us. And that's not always necessarily a good thing, because sometimes that can get us into more trouble. So I understand the isolation, and withdrawing from others if that is what is going on for you. Now, I don't mean like we're completely being a hermit. For some of you, you might be. But for most of us, we still have to get out here in society and go do our day-to-day things. But, maybe we're just not as emotionally present as we normally would be, because we're like running hot. The Queen of Swords is typically a single woman, so for some of you, this could be a single woman that you're dealing with. A lot of times she doesn't have kids. She may or may not have kids, or he may or may not have kids. But in general, typically single. And for those of you who are dealing with a karmic toxic relationship, perhaps you've just gotten out of one, or you soon will be. Oh, okay. Wait. Okay. So, I was mentioning how we might be judging other people, having some harsh judgments, being too judgmental. Well, then I see the Justice card, which is the focus card. This is the focus position, and so it's basically the focus of the entire reading. So this card definitely speaks volumes. And considering the Queen of Swords in reverse, she has a lot to do with being overly judgmental. And the Justice card is a card of judgment, where we are making a decision, but we're making a decision that is right, that is fair, that is balanced. But when I see these two together, it makes me wonder. Now, this is not going to resonate with all of you, but it's going to resonate with a few of you. So, are you guys trying to take justice into your own hands? Is there some sort of revenge taking place? Or are you planning some type of revenge? I don't expect anybody to truly answer that question. But I've said it, and that's all I need to do. Okay, we're going to move on. Okay, so like I said, this is our focus card. This is the focus of the entire reading. So we have justice. This is about decisions, making choices, and we have to make the choices that are right for us, for where we are in our own personal situation. We have to make the right choices. Now, this could be a card of saying, hey, I want justice. I've been wronged, and I feel that I deserve justice. So that's going to resonate with some of you. Now, for some of you, maybe you're trying to make a decision. Maybe you're trying to decide, should I or should I not get out of a situation? Well, the Justice card is saying you need to carefully weigh the pros and the cons. Weigh each choice, analyze them, use your logic, your intellect, not your emotions, okay? Because when we allow our emotions to get involved, this is where we can backslide and potentially make a decision that's not really the best for us. And I know that's really hard because we have super intense emotions. So to make a decision without them is really, really hard, if not impossible for some of us. Just depends on how much Scorpio you have in your chart, or how Pluto dominant your chart is. Whew. Okay. Yeah, so here we are, ace number 2 in the reverse position. Yet again, another blockage. So the Ace of Cups in reverse, that, typically this is a new start, that would be around issues of the heart. And, sometimes this can be about a relationship, that's beginning in its beginning stages. Our heart is opening up, all of those wonderful things. But in the reverse position, this can show someone who has a lot of mistrust because perhaps they've been hurt. So maybe their heart is not as open. And so this is definitely one of those things where, we're going to have to heal from those issues that we've been through. I'm not at all saying forget, okay? I'm saying we need to heal ourselves. And the reason we need to heal ourselves is so that we can move forward and not have to carry that heavy crap with us, because it doesn't do us any good. Now, for some of you, I'm really feeling like this is something that you're hanging on to. Like this, for some of you, even though it's an ace, so it signifies a new beginning. Sorry about that. Even though this is an ace and it's a new beginning, this could be indicating that for some of you, you may be holding on to a situation or a relationship. And again, this relationship could be one that is romantic or platonic, okay? And, maybe we just have not healed. Maybe we're refusing to put our sword down. Maybe the other person is already gone, and yet it's like we're refusing to move on and let go. And ladies and gentlemen, that's hard. And see, this is where we need to remember how to get past those Pluto issues. Because anytime Pluto tries to wipe someone or something out of our life, the more that we fight, the bigger the battles get. And the reason it happens is because we need to let go. We need to surrender. And I know it is easy for me to sit back here behind this camera and to say that. It's not always so easy to apply this, especially for Scorpio energy. I get it. I have a Scorpio moon. I know what I'm talking about. I've had to do it. And let me tell you, it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. But I have found that the moment that we actually do let go of things, and when I say let go, you can't just say, okay, I'm letting go, You got to mean it. You really got to relinquish that control. Because the moment that you do, I'm telling you, the healing that can take place is amazing. The shifts and the way that things end up working out is almost miraculous. But you got to want it. And you have to be willing to let go. And it's hard for us to do. It is hard. I am no stranger to it, and I know. But I've also been able to witness just how miraculous things can turn out by letting go. It ain't easy. But, I'm feeling that a lot of you are hanging on to a pattern that is toxic. We need to let the pattern go. We need to let the person go because really they're not good for us. And it's like we're just torturing ourselves. And we don't need to do that. We really don't. We have so much ability and love to give. But we need to give to the right people, the people who deserve it, the people who deserve it. And some people are just not worthy of our love and our time and our energy. And we don't need to keep focusing on something or someone who did us wrong. It's just not going to serve us in the long run. But what will serve us is to let that go. Allow ourselves to heal. You know, when it comes to Scorpio, our emotional wounds, once we heal from those wounds, sometimes they become scars. But let me tell you, the amount of power that we end up having from those wounds is amazing. Of course, it's not easy, because it seems like we really get put through the freaking ringer, especially emotionally. But the emotional power can actually end up creating, positions of power for us later on. It don't always feel that way or look that way, but I know some of you out here are going to know what I'm talking about, because this is tremendous power, but we have to heal. We have to allow ourselves to let go of this situation and to heal. And a lot of times we tend to repress, and stuff those emotions down, but that ain't healthy. It's really not. We're better off talking. And if you don't have someone that you trust to talk to, then how about this? I'll share a little something with you guys, what I do. If you don't have somebody that you can fully trust with certain things, and you really got to purge these repressed emotions and feelings and situations, get you some paper and a pen and start writing. And I mean write in very explicit detail about certain people, what they did to hurt you, how it made you feel. Tell them your goodbye. Don't physically give this letter to them, okay? But get all of this out on paper, because it's basically a form of trauma therapy using writing. So we write these things out, all of our feelings, and once you're done, take that outside, preferably in like a burn barrel or a fire pit, somewhere safe or somewhere near a hose, but we need to burn it. And know, as those papers are burning, that all of those emotions and repressed feelings and all of it is going bye-bye. Yes, they'll still be with us, because it's still our experiences and what we've been through, but we're releasing that pain, and we're basically taking back control of our life, and we're not going to allow ourselves to be controlled by those repressed feelings, emotions, and experiences that we've been through. So this is a way to purge it and vent it without it getting, spread to anybody else that you don't want it to be, which I totally get it, because some of us can't trust. So, you can take the advice or don't, what's best for you. Some of you, if you have somebody to talk to that that you can trust 1,000,000%, then go for it. But we have got to get these repressed feelings out, because they're actually holding us back. And I'm telling you, we've got too much power to be held back right now. We need to take advantage while Jupiter is still in Scorpio. And now we got Venus here. It's time to step into our power, guys. It's time. Okay, so this would be the recent past. So we have the Four of Wands in reverse. So for some of you, this could have been a coming together of people, say a small celebration that could have occurred here in your recent past. This could be like a family reunion, maybe a reunion with an old friend. Ultimately, it is a time where we should be giving thanks for all of our blessings, no matter how big or how small they are. It's definitely a time to acknowledge how grateful we are. And typically when I say this card, I always tend to go off on a rant. But I'm going to try to keep it very minimum here, because I've already kind of went that way with the first 3 sets of cards here. So, but this is ultimately where we need to be taking stock of our blessings, no matter how big, how small. There's a lot of things that we have in our life that we don't necessarily feel grateful for on a day-to-day basis, because we tend to take them for granted because they are always there. And, these things could be some so small as, do you have a bed to sleep in tonight? Do you have a roof over your head? Well, you're blessed more than you realize, because there are so many people who do not have a home, let alone a bed to sleep in. They don't have a roof over their head. They're going to be sleeping outside or in a shelter. Do you have something to eat for dinner tonight? If you do, you're way more blessed than you realize, because I don't even want to get into statistics, because this could be a whole nother video. There are so many people in this world that are not eating tonight or tomorrow or the day after that. These are little things that we tend to take for granted because, we just have them. But when we start acknowledging those small blessings that are actually huge, but once we start feeling grateful and thankful for those things and acknowledging how blessed we are, then we can actually put ourselves in the frame of mind and in alignment with attracting more things for us to feel grateful and thankful and blessed for. So anytime we get into a attitude of lack, as I call it, where we're focusing on everything that we don't have, everything we're lacking, everything that's going wrong, instead of focusing on what's wrong, focus on what's right. Focus on what you have right now and what you're grateful for. Okay, I'm going to shut up and we're moving forward. Sorry. Especially for those of you who have been watching me for a while, you've already heard all this before, so yeah. Okay. All right, so this is the present, the here, and the now. We have the Queen of Coins in reverse. So, yeah, this is our second queen, and this is why I said maybe some of you are feeling smothered. Could be by one person, could be a mom, could be a mother figure, could be a female, may just be people in general right now. It could even be a male. Okay. Now, the Queen of Coins, this is our material and our financial queen. And she's in perhaps maybe, we're not able to make ends meet right now. For some of you, this could be someone who is actually in your life at the present moment that you're dealing with. For some of you, this is going to be, our circumstances right now in the present, what we're going through, what we're feeling. So, the Queen of Coins in reverse, she no longer feels financially stable. Now, she can also be a bit envious and perhaps even jealous of other people. That's not going to resonate with all of you, so don't worry. Now, this can also indicate that perhaps maybe some of you could maybe be manipulating in order to obtain some finances or material items. I would highly recommend we do not do that. Now, for some of you, maybe someone in your life could be trying to manipulate you in a financial way. So just remember, we can be on either side of the situation. But this is a card of definitely going through some financial loss of some sort. We're having a hard time with finances and with our material items and our wants and our needs and things of that nature. We can see jealousy and envy here. Sometimes we can see manipulating others. Sometimes this can be pointing out that maybe perhaps we're not working hard enough for it. Maybe we're just expecting these things to fall into our lap. And well, that just isn't really logical for us. We have to be willing to go out and work for it, which most of us know this and realize it. But, you know, sometimes when so many things happen, we can end up in a depression. And then depression can make us feel a little bit more lazy, you know. And that's what this card could definitely be pointing out, is perhaps maybe some of us are being lazy. We're not working for it. Maybe we expect someone else to do it for us. Or maybe we could be manipulating other people's funds. Again, we could be on either side of this. We could be doing it, or someone could be trying to do it to us. Okay? Just want to be clear on that. Okay, so yeah, I got two clarifying cards on this one. So the first one, we have the Emperor. So the Emperor is basically saying, hey, take control. Step into your own power. You're the authority of your life, ultimately. You're the boss. You're in charge. This is your destiny. Take control of your destiny. Step into your power. So for some of you who may be dealing with some financial issues where things are not meeting, maybe you have been depressed. Maybe you know you've not been doing your best and you haven't been going after things. Well, the Emperor is saying, you know, get it together. You have tremendous power within you. You need to realize it and you need to step into it. You need to own it and you need to take control of your destiny. Get up, you know. I always like to say, rise up when I see this card. It's time to get up and do something. Take control. You know, this could also be dealing with someone in authority. For some of you, this could be dealing with perhaps maybe a male. Doesn't have to be, but most likely would be. For some, this could be a father. For some of you, this could be a father and a mother. That's only going to resonate with a few of you, but... or someone in authority. And yeah, here's our third one, which is pretty brutal. So 10 of Swords. So this definitely shows the end of a situation. The situation that comes to a close here is one that was karmic, okay? And we're at the end, you know, but it is painful. Here we see the end of things, you know, we have despair, depression, you know, it's a very sad situation to go through. Sometimes we can see a divorce that comes up. We can see, you know, relationships, friendships, you know, that sever. For some, this could be the loss of a job. This could be many different things. Now, anytime I see this card, I mean, look at this man. He has 10 swords in his back. What does that represent to you? You may feel like you've been stabbed in the back by someone. So we can definitely see betrayal that comes up with this card as well. Someone stabbing you in the back. And that's definitely falling under the whole painful category. That is for sure. Because we've seen way too many betrayals as it is. And then people wonder why we have issues with trust. Let me see. Although we do need to learn to trust more, you know. We're works in progress, you know. But yeah, this definitely shows that there is an end to a karmic cycle. So it's a bit of a karmic release. Now, it is painful, but it's also one of those karmic releases where, we're getting that new start, we're getting that clean slate. And, we will heal. We will. And the sun will come out tomorrow. But we just have to remember that, even though it's hard to remember that in the moment, because sometimes when we feel so deeply, it's pretty easy for us to get caught up in the loss that we're going through. So, I'm not going to tell you to snap out of it. All I'm going to say is do what you got to do to grieve. Just don't allow yourself to become a hermit. We still have to be productive. We still have to make our money. We still have responsibilities. So do what you have to do, but we do have to still take care of, especially financial matters. Okay, so this will be the near future. This looks a whole lot better, Scorpios. A whole lot better. So we have the Chariot. I always refer to this card as victory through adversity. This is also a card where, we are definitely charging. We are going after a goal, okay? It's like we realize, okay, I want this. I want that. And then we take off and we are going after it. Now, this can also indicate that our health is improving. So if you've been having some sort of health issues, maybe some of you have been really dealing with depression and anxiety, we're going to get better. Okay, this is a card of good health, stamina, vitality. It's all going back up. Now, this is also a card, if we're going after a particular goal. I mean, this is always a card where we're going after something. But this card can indicate that any type of adversary or enemy, if they try to do anything to try to, prevent us from getting what we're going after, they will fail. They will fail miserably. So this is like the universe being on our side, like, yes, you go after it. It's yours. So anybody that's trying to cause problems for you, don't worry about it. There's not much they can do. As long as we keep going steady and we're passionate about that goal, we're going to get it. We're going to emerge victorious. Period. Like I said, boy, those emotional wounds we can turn those into some serious power. Some serious power and some serious drive, okay? Where we will really go after what we want. Okay, so it is clarified by the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands, this is definitely an opportunity, okay? Sometimes this can indicate that someone is offering us help. Sometimes this can be about someone offering us a partnership or, a job, an opportunity. This is an excellent opportunity. And the other thing, you see how this ship is coming in? He's sitting on that dock. He's looking at the ship that's coming in. That ship has resources on it. Resources, hence money. So this is money coming in. Help coming in. Now, this is definitely a good card for having cooperation with other people, especially in business or even education. No matter what, it's like The support is there. It's all around you. And that's excellent. So, ultimately, events are moving forward. We have the support from others. Resources are definitely coming in. This is a card of saying, hey, you need to be proud of your accomplishment. You need to pat yourself on the back. You need to be proud. And just know that success is not far off, guys. It's not. I know that some of us have been in a pretty dark web, so to speak, but, we're coming out of it. And success is not far. We've got the energy, the determination, the power. We've got it. And people are going to rally behind us. We're going to find support. For some of you, travel could come up for this as well. Especially both of these cards together. This could definitely indicate some sort of travel. For some of you, this could be long distance travel. It's not going to be for everyone, but for some of you, it's going to resonate as, long distance travel. But either way, it's success. So I'm loving this. Okay, so this would be the attitude position. So here's our third queen. The Queen of Wands in reverse. So this is where our, maybe our not so great side is definitely coming out. So we can appear to be a bit more argumentative, pushy, arrogant, maybe a little bit bossy. Our more aggressive side tends to come out when the Queen of Wands is in the reverse position. Sometimes it comes across as aggression, but for us it could really be passion. But other people's perception of our passionate side could come across as aggressive. It's just, perception. It's a personal thing. So, yeah. We just need to make sure we're not being overly pushy. And I would also warn, be careful of what you say and how you say it. Because sometimes if we're being super impulsive, sometimes we can say some very cutting things that will be very hurtful to people. And we may not even mean to hurt them, but because of what we're going through, we may not think it through and just say it. And, and then maybe regret it later. So just a little warning, that's not going to resonate with everyone, but, it's going to resonate with a few of you. Okay, now, this is how other people see you. So we have the Five of Cups. It's not looking like a great card. I mean, just look at her. I mean, it's supposed to be a woman. She kind of looks like she's got a mustache. But, it's the shadow. She is depressed because she has been through a loss or a disappointment, especially in regards to love. Okay? Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be the romantic love. For some of you, it was a romantic relationship that, went bad. And for some of you, this could be a platonic relationship, friendship, whatever it may be. Or for those of you who are in relationships and have no desire to be, maybe you were pursuing a dream that you absolutely loved. And maybe certain things and circumstances came together, and then it just left you feeling disillusioned, like I'm never going to get that. I need to pick something else or go after something else. But no matter what, it is a card of pain. No matter which thing this is indicating, it is indicating a loss and a disappointment with something or someone that you love. Sometimes this could be someone, up and leaves us. And that can leave us feeling pretty disillusioned. Now, it's definitely a card of sadness, especially from the heart. So, this is a card where we do have to take that time. We do have to grieve, okay? And for most of us, we do like to withdraw in order to find our balance again. It's just what we have to do. We're not all like that. Some of us are more open and outward about it, but for majority of us, though, we're going to need our time. And it's okay. Just grieve. Do what you can. And the whole writing thing, like I was telling you, that would be something very good to do, to work these issues out and to let them go. Because the sooner that we let them go, then the sooner that we will see that our hope returns, our optimism will return, our hope and love will even be restored, Now, this is hopes, fears. Sometimes this can give us a little bit of subconscious information. This is the Ten of Swords, which we already got for the present as a clarification card. So this card's definitely far more visual. I mean, especially with the swords and these ravens here. Ugh, you can literally see the blood. It's very apparent. He has been stabbed in the back. So, betrayal, deception. Yeah. I don't think that really needs me to explain much more. I mean, I think that picture is pretty darn graphic, and I already explained some of it up here. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to move forward. I don't want to focus on the negative anymore. And it's so easy for us to do that because we're good at picking it out. Okay, so let's be positive. This is the final outcome position. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, which I'm pretty sure for most of us, we can thank Jupiter for this one. So it looks like luck is on our side. Things are going to come together, and they most certainly are. Things are going to come together for us. The puzzle pieces are going to magically start coming together, and things are just going to happen for us. Luck is on our side, so whatever we do, whatever we put our mind to, we got luck on our side, which is beautiful. And I say we need it. So bring it. Ooh, okay, yeah, so clarification, we got the Page of Coins. So this is definitely messages regarding financial matters. So this could be about a job. This could be about, a job opportunity. This could be about a loan. This could be, about receiving money. This could also be about higher education. For some of you, this could be about a child, but I am totally feeling that for most of you, this is about money. Messages, good messages. Let me emphasize good messages coming through regarding finances and financial matters. If we've applied for a loan or we've needed the money for something, it's coming. Good news is coming. Thank you, universe. We so need that. Okay, so for the bottom of the deck, here we get the Temperance card. So, yeah, I'm going to have to absolutely agree. Our patience and our tolerance levels have most definitely been tested. Shoot, over the last few months, actually. But, yeah, this is definitely indicating that, we need to be patient. We need to be tolerant because we're going to have to work with other people. And when working with other people, we need to realize that not only do we bring something to the table, not only do we contribute But other people have their own sets of skills and abilities, and they can contribute as well. So we need to be prepared that we're going to have to work with other people, because we are, okay? But as long as we're willing and open to hear people out, we're going to be fine, okay? Success is not far off, guys. It's really not. But overall, this is definitely one of those indicators where, hey, this month is going to be one where we are tested. Our patience and our level of tolerance will be tested. The key here is to stay balanced. Moderation in all things, okay? But we must stay emotionally balanced. Okay, so yeah, this has definitely got a lot to do with the present right here. So we have the Six of Wands that is clarifying the Temperance card. So this is like, we've put a lot of our time, our energy, our hard work into achieving a particular goal, because we were going after a victory, but, we're just tired. We feel beat down. This is where we really need to take a break and rest and relax so that we can recuperate and, find our balance yet again. But it's like we've been hit with so many frustrating delays and obstacles that, it just makes things feel like they're at a standstill in our life. And, this can cause us to build a lot of stress and tension up. It can also cause us to become, a bit angry to where we might overreact to things. But a delay happens for a reason, okay? I cannot stress that enough. And that's not an easy pill to swallow. I know. It's easy to say it, not so easy to deal with it while we're going through it. But trust me, a delay has a purpose. Ultimately, this is saying, hey, you must have the patience. We have to ride this storm out. We must have patience, okay? Because we're not going to be blocked forever. Things cannot remain at a standstill forever, okay? But we have to be patient. We just have to ride this out. Take your time, relax, recuperate, regroup, Find that center, do some introspection, self-reflection, yoga, meditation, whatever you like to do that gives you peace and makes you feel better, do that. Especially when things start getting rough. But just remember, patience is the key here. And it's kind of funny because Virgo had this as well, so it does make me wonder, are you guys dealing with the Virgo? Because I'm seeing some similarities from the Virgo reading to this one. But just remember that this delay that's happening, it's happening for a reason. Sometimes it's a form of divine protection and we just can't see it. But ultimately, we are being protected for a reason. Our patience and our tolerance levels are being tested, but we must remain patient and tolerant and ride this storm out. And if we can do that, trust me, it will no longer be at a standstill. All those obstacles will be removed. And we are going to move forward. Yeah. Success is not far off, guys. It's our time. So keep your head up. I know that, there's definitely some stressful situations going on. But hey, we're getting that new start. And things are going to start going our way. So keep your head up. I love you guys. And I'm sending you blessings of healing, prosperity, and love.